Hello and welcome to another video. I'm back today with another charity shop haul. Just like last week, I got quite a lot this week. We are now officially in spooky month, which means that my house is now decorated exactly the same as it is the rest of the year, because my house is just decorated with spooky shit all year round. But yeah, we are one step closer to Halloween, and the charity shops served me up a good load of horror books today, so we're going to take a look. So most of these are hardbacks. I've got a couple paperbacks as well, but the majority are hardbacks. I'm going to start with a graphic novel adaptation of Dracula, Usborne graphic classic. So this is kind of like more of a children's line, but you know, it's still nice to have. I've had a flick through it. It seems relatively bloodless and relatively sexless, which the novel isn't. But like I say, it's adapted for kids, and yeah, it's quite nice. Kind of a simplistic art style, but it's not really a problem. Works well for the story, I guess. And you have all of the major events from the novel depicted in that. What I really like as well is that it's got a map at the start, which has the locations featured in the story. So you've got a map of the world there, the route that the Demeter takes, as well as a close-up of Romania, Transylvania there, just showing like the key locations in the story. So yeah, really quite nice. Only £2 as well, so that's really nice find. That really happy with that. Next up we have a couple of paperbacks, continuing on the John Wyndham trend that started last week. I got 2 books by John Wyndham last week, and now I have another one. The Kraken Wakes, which, if you will remember, this is one of the ones that I did pick up last week, but this has like a different cover, and yeah, I just thought, you know, quite a nice cover on that. I'm all about getting duplicates if I like the covers, and yeah, quite a nice find. Not as interesting a cover as the one I got last week, but still pretty nice. Next up we have Breathe, a Ghost Story. Am I brave enough? Probably not. This just seems like a kind of generic ghost story. I'm not sure if this is kind of like a young adult thing, but yeah, apparently this guy wrote the Doomspell trilogy. I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming like it's like a fantasy thing, but this is just a ghost book that he wrote. So this is as well actually signed to David. I am not David, but hopefully David enjoyed this. Orion children's book, so this is actually aimed more towards like a young adult child audience, but it's perfectly fine. I've read books aimed at child audiences before. I have no problems with them. So the rest are all hardbacks. So we have Mongrels by Stephen Graham Jones. Got a few books by Stephen Graham Jones. He shows up in the Abominable Book Club a couple of times. And this appears to be kind of like a werewolf story, from what I can tell. Not 100% sure, but it certainly seems like that. And there's your blurb on the inside. And I do really like the cover of that as well. It kind of spreads out from the back as well. Really quite like that quite a bit. It's pretty cool. And like I said, Stephen Graham Jones, he's getting quite a big name for himself now. He's come up in recent years, and he's published a lot of really well received horror books. And yeah, nice to find him out in the wild. Not an author that you generally tend to find. Next up we have Christina Henry, Near the Bone. Now I'm not sure if this is also kind of like a werewolf kind of theme thing, but it has a wolf on the cover, or that might be a bear actually. Not entirely sure. Looks more like it might be a bear. But Christina Henry wrote a lot of stories based on classic fairy tales and old stuff like that. She did a 4-book series on Alice in Wonderland. I think there's 4. I've got 3 of them. There might be a 4th I don't have. But there is your blurb there, if you can read that. Doesn't really want to focus, but yeah, seems to be on the back. It's got a bunch of other books there, so you can see there's a few Alice ones. Alice, Red Queen, Looking Glass, Lost, which is based on Peter Pan, The Mermaid, which is based on Little Mermaid, Girl in Red, which is based on Little Red Riding Hood, and the last one, which I can't quite tell, The Ghost Tree, seems to be kind of more of an original thing maybe. But yeah, it's got nice sprayed edges as well. I wonder if this one's signed as well, because I did get it from the same shop as that other one. It is not, no. But yeah, again, really cool cover on that. Next up we have Holy Terror, Josephine Boyle, which I picked up purely based on the cover. Never heard of this author before. But it seems to be some weird haunted house kind of thing. And I do like haunted house stuff. Some kind of ghost from the 16th century, it would appear. And yeah, the kind of theme of this kind of pickup is they're all really good covers, including this next one, which I really like. 6 Foot Under by Catherine John. Really like that cover. Catherine John on the back. And there's your blurb. So, something about a psychiatric hospital, serial killer stalking the corridors. So it might not be a supernatural thing, but seems to be kind of a serial killer kind of thing, which is pretty cool. Next up we have Peter James, Prophecy. Got quite a lot of Peter James stuff. He wrote a lot of horror. He's an author that also writes a lot of thrillers as well, which I don't really collect. But again, nice cover depicting some kind of seance there. And that is what it is about. So yeah, seems interesting. That's all the fiction that I bought. I have one non-fiction book as well, which is Encyclopedia of the Unseen World. The ultimate guide to apparitions, deathbed visions, mediums, shadow people, wandering spirits, and much, much more. So it's another one of these books all about supernatural stuff, and yeah, seems to be it's listed alphabetically, so yeah, just a bunch of alphabetical listings, just like a regular encyclopedia. Not much in the way of pictures. It seems like you've got some small sketches here and there, but not too much, and just general information about supernatural stuff. And again, nice cover on that. I like that. I like that kind of art style. Yeah, so that is everything that I picked up today. So again, quite another decent haul again, 2 weeks in a row. Not very often that happens. And really happy with all of that. So hopefully next week we'll also give up the goods, but if not, then that's fine. I've had two good weeks in a row and I'm happy with that, so I can't really complain. But yeah, that is everything. So if you enjoyed this video, please click like, comment and subscribe, and me and Constance will see you next time.